will be very clear. Now let's move forward to the topic Caliphate of Hazrat Ali Razillah Ta'ala anhu. Today we'll start from the change of governor, but let me briefly recall and we'll try to complete this topic and then we'll try to move towards the next topic, the history and importance of Hadith as well. I have discussed in detail about the election of Hazrat Ali Razillah Ta'ala anhu in previous class. Then we discussed about some of the Sahaba. They did not take oath of allegiance, but they did not oppose Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala anhu. So in the beginning, nobody opposed Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala anhu. Then we discussed about the first address of Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala anhu and then change of the governor. I discussed in detail that who were the new governors and who were the previous governors of Hazrat Usman Razil Ta'ala anhu, those who were replaced. I will just briefly recall. Hazrat Usman's governor were Abdullah ibn Amir, Abu Musa Ashari, Yala ibn Murayya, Abdullah ibn Sa'ad ibn Bisara, and Hazrat Muawiyah ibn Abu Sufyan radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. So from these five governors, all other governors, they were not replaced and they were not even disputed, and there were there was no opposition for the other governors. There were around 12 provinces and a few more territories, but few more administrative territories, but we do not see any opposition over there and any demand for changing the governors. Main issues were these in these five provinces. So in Basra, governor was changed very easily. In Kufa, Abu Musa Ashari, he did not step down, and people of Kufa supported Abu Musa Ashari. But Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu he accepted Hazrat Ali's caliphate, and Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu allowed him to continue as a governor from Hazrat Ali's side. So Abu Musa Ashari continued. Yala ibn Murayya, he was changed by Ubaidullah ibn Abbas. He was a younger brother of Abdullah ibn Abbas. So Ubaidullah ibn Abbas, he is different, and Abdullah ibn Abbas, he is different. Abdullah ibn Saad, he was removed, and Qais ibn Saad ibn Ubada, he was a new governor. Qais ibn Saad ibn Ubada, basically, he was the son of Saad ibn Ubada. Saad ibn Ubada was the one who was the nominee from Ansar when Hazrat Abu Bakr Raziyallahu Ta'ala was elected as a Khalifa. So basically, in all these four provinces, there were no major issue, and Hazrat Usman's governors, Hazrat Ali's governors, they started their tenure, and there was nothing in that way. There was no difficulty over there. But in Syria, Hazrat Muawiyah Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu, he refused to step down. Sahal ibn Hunayf was sent, but he was stopped at the border of Syria, that is called Domatul Jandal, and Syrian army, they did not allow Sahal ibn Hunayf, and he returned back. Now let's move forward from here with today's topic. Now we see in changing the governors a principle of Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu, that he prioritized justice and religious mission over political expediency, as he was suggested that he should be firm first, he should take control of the government properly, and after some time, maybe after 6 months, he should remove the governors. But he said, no, I want to be very clear from the beginning. So it shows that he wanted to maintain justice and wanted not to camouflage anything. From the beginning, he wanted to be very clear. And he was successful. So now you can see that he was able to remove all four governors. Just one he couldn't remove, but other four governors he removed, or other four provinces, they joined Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu. That can be a point that he was a strong caliph. Hazrat Muawiyah Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu, he refused to step down. Meanwhile, all or most of the people of Banu Umayyah, they went to Makkah, and most of them they went to Makkah, and some of them they went to Syria, because in Syria Hazrat Muawiyah Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu, he was the governor, and he was the most important or most influential personality in Banu Umayyah. Banu Umayyah was the tribe of Hazrat Usman Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu. Hazrat Muawiyah, it is mentioned that he said that it is the negligence of Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu, or maybe those Sabayids, they were making propaganda. They were trying to portray in that way that Banu Hashim, they are involved, and or maybe Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu, he was involved. So in that way, a propaganda was basically promoted or made by Sabayids, Abdullah bin Saba's followers. So Hazrat Usman Raziyallahu anhu, he said ke Hazrat Muawiyah Raziyallahu anhu, he said ke he is the higher of Hazrat Usman. Some say that he was the nephew, and some say he was, you may say, a cousin of Hazrat Usman Raziyallahu anhu, or maybe both the relations can be in that way. So he was a close relative of Hazrat Usman Raziyallahu anhu. So he said ke I'm the higher. I can demand for revenge, and this is my demand from the government that revenge should be or punishment should be given, murderers should be identified, and it is the responsibility of the first Khalifa. Just to recall, let me connect. When Hazrat Usman Raziyallahu ta'ala anhu, he became the Khalifa. He had become the Khalifa in 644 CE. The first case which was brought to Hazrat Usman Raziyallahu ta'ala anhu was of Hazrat Ubaidullah ibn Umar. One of the sons of Hazrat Umar Raziyallahu ta'ala anhu, he had killed three people, those who were involved in the martyrdom of Hazrat Umar Raziyallahu ta'ala anhu. But according to Islamic law, no one can take law in his hand. Matter should be sent to the court. So, though he killed those people, those who were involved, those who were the conspiracy maker, but they were the conspiracy maker, they were not the actual killers. So the first case Hazrat Usman had to decide, that was about Hazrat Ubaidullah ibn Umar, but he decided according to the law. I'm not going into detail, but Hazrat Usman Raziyallahu ta'ala anhu, when he became the Khalifa, he was also given the same responsibility that you should decide this decision, you should decide this case, because this is about the murder of these two, three people. Though they were like minorities, they were non-Muslims, but according to Islamic law, he had to decide. So Hazrat Muawiyah demanded in that way. Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu ta'ala anhu did not refuse, and he didn't say that it's not my responsibility, but he said that okay, let the things settle down, because at the moment there's a civil war like situation. Some provinces are so much disturbed, most importantly Kufa and Basra, and mainly these people, they were from Kufa, Basra and Egypt. So it is important that we should wait for things to settle down. Actually, Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu ta'ala anhu, he was the most important jurist of that time amongst the Muslim. So he was looking towards the judiciary side, that he was looking for the evidence, and according to Islamic law, there should be the evidence, and then the person should be punished. Now the situation was that many people, now like 3,000 people, they surrounded the house of Hazrat Usman Raziyallahu ta'ala anhu, but actually those who were involved in the martyrdom, they were around maybe 5-6 people. So as a judge, Hazrat Ali had to punish only those people who were actually involved in martyrdom. Others, those who were demanding, those who had surrounded the house, those who were doing rebellion, they could have any other punishment, but they didn't deserve the punishment of like murder of, or assassination or martyrdom of Hazrat Usman Raziyallahu ta'ala anhu. So he was looking from that angle, let the things settle down, then people will come with the witness, and this is a rule in court that there should be 2 witnesses, and then the person is punished. I will discuss in detail how he tried to solve the issue, but let's move forward a little bit more. So he another thing he said, it is not the consensus, and many people, or some of the people from important Sahaba, they have not taken the oath of allegiance. So he said, first, if you do that thing, then I will also take the oath of allegiance. And other Sahaba, they also, some of them, those who had not taken the oath of allegiance, they were supporting Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu ta'ala, and they were saying, let the thing settle down, and then we will take oath of allegiance. But they didn't oppose Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu ta'ala. Okay, I will move forward to the other points, but before that, let me briefly explain, as it is not mentioned over here, how Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu ta'ala dealt with the case. Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu ta'ala, he called those who were present over there at the time of the martyrdom of Hazrat Usman Raziyallahu ta'ala. He called Hazrat Naila Raziyallahu ta'ala, and she mentioned that she saw some people, but their faces were covered. She mentioned the name of Muhammad bin Abu Bakr, but Muhammad bin Abu Bakr said, I entered, some people, they were scaling the wall, they entered, so I entered with them, and I misbehaved with Usman, but I didn't actually attack on Hazrat Hazrat Usman Razil Talanu. And Hazrat Naila, she also said she didn't see Hazrat Muhammad bin Abu Bakr attacking Usman Razil Talanu, or actually involved in the martyrdom. And others, their names were not disclosed till that time. Further, Hazrat Ali Razil Talanu called in the court Marwan bin Hakam, but he also did not mention the names. So basically, the issue was that those who were involved in the martyrdom of Usman Radhiyallahu anhu, they were unknown, they were not recognized. And Hazrat Ali was on the opinion that let the things settle down, then these people, those who are involved, or those who are their supporters, they will mention the names and we'll get the witnesses, and inshallah we will punish them. Meanwhile, Hazrat Muawiyah, Razila anhu, he sent an empty letter. And it was nothing, it was just in Bismillah Rahman Rahim from Muawiyah to Hazrat Ali Razila anhu. So basically, that was a sign that he is not going to take the oath of allegiance, or he was delaying the oath of allegiance. So that people, they would know that maybe he is not opposing Ali till that time even, but he was not taking the oath of allegiance, not accepting his authority as a Khalifa. Now we see the details. So people of Medina, they were looking forward to Hazrat Ali's decision. One of the person, Zaid ibn Hanzala, he was sent. So Hazrat Ali told him that get ready, we will attack on Levant or Syria. Hazrat Ali was suggested by Hazrat Zaid that we should show some patience or gentleness. But he said he who cooperates not in matter will be torn. But that he said of course if there's a war, many people they will die. So it is better that we should show some patience. So he said if I'm intelligent, if an intelligent heart is bent on 70 for the sake of protection, wrongs and injustice will stay clear for you. So he said in that way injustice and other things will happen, and it is justice that all the governors should accept. And if Hazrat Muawiyah will not accept the caliphate or my khilafa, so ultimately other governors may also go for rebellion. So in that way, the unity and all that will be disturbed. So he started to prepare for a war. He mentioned that this is a rebellion, and as a Khalifa, it is my responsibility that I will suppress the rebellion by force. But you know that even before the battle, there was a dialogue. So Hazrat Ali was looking for that, we'll go with the force and we'll show the government's power, and then maybe things are settled down with dialogue or discussion in that way. So Hazrat Ali was preparing for attack on Syria. Meanwhile, we see that in Medina, Talha and Zubair anhu, lastly, we discussed that they had taken the oath of allegiance, but they left Medina and they went to Makkah, and they asked Hazrat Ali's permission that they wanted to perform Umrah, and they went to basically Makkah. Hazrat Talha and Zubair anhu, when they reached to, they were going to Makkah. On the way, they met Hazrat Aisha anha. She was returning back from Makkah after performing Hajj. And there were people with her also, those who got the news about the martyrdom of Hazrat Usman anhu, and they were very sad. And Hazrat Aisha anha, when she met Hazrat Talha and Zubair, and Hazrat Talha and Zubair discussed the situation, so ultimately they decided that we should go back to Makkah. So Hazrat Aisha also returned back to Makkah. And over there, they discussed that, and many other people reach over there from Banu Umayyah, and all of them they discussed that we should go to Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu anhu, and we should demand from Hazrat Ali that he should punish the rebels, or he should punish the people, those who were involved in the martyrdom of Hazrat Usman Raziyallahu anhu. So over here you can see that Hazrat Aisha anha's quotation when she learned about the martyrdom of Usman, by Allah, Usman has been wrongfully killed. I will truly seek justice for him. So in that way, all of them they returned to Makkah. Now, as we discussed that people of Kufa, some people from Basra, some people from Egypt, these three main areas. their people, they were involved in the martyrdom of Hazrat Usman Razila Ta'ala anhu. So, Hazrat Talha, Hazrat Zubair, Hazrat Aisha Razil Ta'ala, Banu Umayyah, and some other people from Makkah, they decided that they will go to Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala anhu, and they will demand for justice of Hazrat Usman's blood. They started their journey. On the way, some more people they joined, and on the way they discussed, and they decided that they should go to Basra instead of going to Medina. Hazrat Ali Razila Ta'ala, he was in Medina. Medina was capital, but they decided previously they wanted to go to Medina, but they decided in the way that they should go to Basra because actual culprits they are in Basra, and even if they will go to Medina, maybe Hazrat Ali Razila Ta'ala will not be in the position that he will punish the rebels or he will punish those who were actually the murderers, you may say, or those who were involved in the martyrdom of Usman Taranum. Previously, we see that Hazrat Ali Razila Talanu, he ordered the rebels after becoming the Khalifa, he ordered the rebels that they should return back to their cities. But rebels, they stayed outside Medina and they refused to follow the commands of Hazrat Ali Razila Ta'ala. No, they said, ke, you have just joined the Khilafah and you need our support over here. And we cannot leave you in this situation and we will support and protect you. But Hazrat Ali said, ke, no, I ordered you to return. But this was for the first time in the Caliphate that the first order of the Khalifa that was not followed in that way. So these rebels, many of them, they stayed outside Medina. So because of that, these people they were thinking ke rebels they are in Medina and they will not allow to punish the murderers or even they will not allow Hazrat Ali to punish the murderers. So it is better we should go to Basra. And some of the people they were in Basra as well. It is mentioned that 500 people, those who were involved in the martyrdom of Hazrat Usman or those who were the rebels, they were in Basra. So they got the news that many of the people, those who were involved, they are in Basra. So we should go to Basra. So on the way, they decided they should go to Basra. In Basra, Abdullah ibn Amir, Hazrat Aisha sent Abdullah ibn Amir when they reached Basra. Hazrat Aisha, she sent Abdullah ibn Amir to the governor. Governor was Imran ibn Hunayf. And Hazrat Aisha told them that our reason for coming here, that is not to fight with you, but we are here just to remind the people about their duty towards the martyrdom of Hazrat Usman Razila Ta'ala anhu. And she mentioned that it was an unjust murder or martyrdom, and his blood is sanctified, and we should fulfill our duty towards Hazrat Usman Razila Ta'ala anhu. Then we see that Hazrat Talha and Zubair Razila Ta'ala anhu, they also met with the governor, and it was decided that they will stay over there and they will not attack the city and they will wait for Hazrat Ali Razila Ta'ala anhu. So things were in that way that they will wait for Hazrat Ali Razila Ta'ala. Meanwhile, Hazrat Ali Razila Ta'ala anhu, he got the news of Hazrat Talha, Zubair and Hazrat Asha's army going to Basra. So he was preparing for attack on Syria, but he changed his way, his intention also, and he decided to go to Basra to take care of the situation. So meanwhile, while this army, Makkan army, they were outside outside Basra, and they were waiting for Hazrat Ali Razila Ta'ala anhu. Those who were in Basra, those who were rebels and those who were conspiracy maker, they were very much worried about that. They were thinking if there's a dialogue between Hazrat Talha, Zubair, Hazrat Aisha, Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala, and ultimately there will be peace and they will be then exposed. So they wanted to create problems between them. So they suddenly attack on that Makkan army. Before that, Hazrat Aisha Razila Ta'ala anha, she delivered a speech and she told people about their duty, and many of the people of Basra, they joined Hazrat Aisha Razila Ta'ala anha. Another important thing about Basra is that the main conspiracy leader that was Abdullah bin Sabah. After Abdullah bin Sabah, the most important person from the conspiracy makers that were Hakim bin Jabla or Hakim bin Hubla. Hakim bin Jubla or Hubla, he was also in Basra, and he was the most prominent rebellion maker or conspiracy maker. So he thought that if peace is maintained, then all of these people they will be exposed. So they attacked on that Makkan army, Talha Zubair Hazrat Aisha Radhiyallahu ta'ala anha, and after a fight for the half day, they were defeated. 500 people they were killed. Those who were basically involved maybe in the martyrdom of Usman Radiallahu anhu. And this Makkan army they captured Basra. And after that they killed 500 people, those who were involved in the martyrdom of Hazrat Usman Radiallahu anhu, or those whose names were mentioned. These were besieging the house of Hazrat Usman Radiallahu anhu. So in that way, the Makkan army, Talha Zubair, Hazrat Aisha Radiallahu anha, they took Basra. Hazrat Ali Radiallahu anhu, he was on the way and he got to know about that. Then he mobilized his army. He went to Kufa first. Before that, he sent some of the leaders. He sent Hazrat Abu Musa Ashari. He tried to motivate the people for the war. Then he sent Hazrat Hassan Raziyallahu anhu. All these details you can find over here. Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu anhu, he moved towards Basra. After that, after getting a large army from Kufa and Medina, it is said that from Medina he got 2,000 army and 9,000 from Kufa and others from other parts. After that, when he reached near Basra, he sent Ka'aka ibn Amr. Ka'aka ibn Amr is a great warrior. We have seen his role in the Battle of Yarmouk and even the Battle of Qadsiya. In the Battle of Qadsiya, he was the same person who came with the reinforcement army by the second day of the Battle of Qadsiya. So he was a great warrior. So you can see the dialogue over here between Hazrat Ka'aka ibn Amr and Hazrat Aisha Razila Talanha. In these dialogues and discussion, it was clear that Hazrat Aisha Talha Zubair, they are not there for war, but they just wanted to talk to Hazrat Ali Razila Talanu and just wanted to tell the people of Basra that they should expose rebels and they should not support rebels. But things led into that way because of the conspiracy makers, and that's why it happened that they took control of Basra. And then Hazrat Talha and Zubair also had a meeting with Hazrat Ali Razila Taranu, and negotiations they started. And after the long discussion, it was decided that Hazrat Ali Razila Taranu, the policy which he is having, that is fine, and they will wait for more time. And Hazrat Ali Razila Taranu will take action against rebels. So it was agreed between Hazrat Talha, Hazrat Zubair Razila Taranu, and Hazrat Aisha Raziyallahu anha. So Makkas and Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu anhu, they were on the same page. So all these details you can find over here. Now, if this would continue in the same way, it was decided that by the morning, peace will be announced, though it was announced inside the circles, but officially in the morning it will be announced, and Makkans they will return back to Makkah, and Hazrat Ali will return back to Medina. So each and everything was sought out. Now things were leading to peace, and a peace that would be dangerous for rebels, for Sabites, because if peace would be maintained, then both Hazrat Ali's soldiers and people of Basra and Makkans, they would meet each other and they would discuss things in that way. And ultimately, rebels, they will be exposed. So, Sabites or rebels, they wanted not to things happen in that way. And their main objective was to create disunity and to eliminate, most importantly, they wanted to eliminate the Muslim leadership. Talha, Zubair, Hazrat Aisha, Hazrat Ali, they were the leadership. Let me reconnect briefly that Persians and the Romans, they wanted to remove Hazrat Umar because he was a Muslim leader. Then they eliminated Hazrat Usman by these Sabites. Now they wanted to create confusion and disunity, and they wanted to remove Hazrat Ali, Talha, and Zubair, all of them. But Hazrat Ali Razila he had realized the situation. by the night, it happened that those Saba'ids, they were in both the armies. So some Saba'ids, Abdullah bin Sabah's followers from Hazrat Ali's army, some from the Meccan side, some from Basran side, all of them, they suddenly started attacking on the other army, started throwing arrows by the night. So when this happened, that both of the armies, they thought maybe the other army, they had broken the treaty, and they are attacking in the night to destroy us, so they wanted to eliminate us, so they have broken the trust. So when Hazrat Ali Razil anhu, he got to know about that, he was also very astonished. How it's possible that Talha Zubair, they can break the treaty, and Talha Zubair also on the same. So war started suddenly by the end of the night. It continued till the morning, and meanwhile Hazrat Ali Razil anhu, Hazrat Talha Zubair Razil anhu, they were trying to control the war. Hazrat Ali, in between the battle, he reached to Talha and Zubair Razil anhu, and he reminded them that in one of the hadiths, Prophet ﷺ told you, or you may remember the hadith of Prophet ﷺ, once he said, okay, once it happened that Talha and Zubair will wrongly fight with Hazrat Ali Razil anhu. So Talha and Zubair, they uh, remember that hadith, or even they realize the situation that there's a third party involved, and they are rebellious or rebellion makers, or they are the conspiracy makers. So both of them, they left the battlefield. Hazrat Zubair and Talha, both of them, they left the battlefield, and they tried to stop the battle, but it was difficult, so they left the battlefield. Hazrat Zubair radhiyallahu anhu, he returned back to Makkah. On the way, some Sabites, while he was offering prayer, they attacked on Hazrat Zubair, and they martyred Hazrat Zubair radhiyallahu anhu. Hazrat Talha, while he was leaving the battlefield, he was also attacked by rebels by arrows, and one of the arrow hit the knee of Hazrat Talha radhiyallahu anhu, and because of extreme bleeding, he also passed away on the way. But both of them, they had realized that this battle was not started by Hazrat Ali radhiyallahu anhu, and they had maintained peace treaty with Hazrat Ali radhiyallahu anhu. Now rebels, they wanted to attack Hazrat Aisha radhiyallahu anha and martyred Hazrat Aisha, and wanted to blame that to Hazrat Ali radhiyallahu anhu. But Hazrat Ali, he had realized the situation, so he ordered his elite guards or elite soldiers or commandos, they should attack those who are surrounding the Hawda of Hazrat Aisha Razil Anha. Hazrat Aisha Razil Anha, she was on the camel, symbolically leading the army, that she is the part of that army, or she is working for that cause. And she was not fighting in that way with the swords and arrows. She was just a symbol of leadership. So Hazrat Ali's elite guards, they surrounded the camel ultimately, and hit on the legs of the camel when they were hurt. So camel sit down, and Hazrat Aisha's brother Muhammad bin Abu Bakr, he requested Hazrat Aisha that she should join them in the Hazrat Ali's camp. She went over there, and there was a discussion between Hazrat Aisha and Hazrat Ali, and ultimately Hazrat Aisha, she realized that this war was not started by Hazrat Ali, but some of the rebels or the third party. So in that way, battle stopped when Hazrat Aisha radhiyallahu anha, she went to Hazrat Ali's camp, or her camel was down. And Hazrat Ali radhiyallahu anhu asked Hazrat Muhammad bin Abu Bakr, or Muhammad bin Abu Bakr, that he should safely take Hazrat Aisha radhiyallahu anha to Medina. So in that way, this battle ended. It is mentioned that around 10,000 people, they were martyred in this battle. Outcomes and casualties, it looks exaggeration, and many of the modern historians, they believe that the number was not in that much in that way. There was just a propaganda after that, Muslims, they are fighting each other, and they are killing each other, and basically they were blaming Hazrat Ali radhiyallahu anhu. He is the reason that he even killed Hazrat Talha, Zubair, and in that way they were making propaganda. But it is estimated nowadays that around 1,000 or 1,500 people, they were martyred from both the sides. So Muslim loss. Further, I have discussed all that points which are over here. Let's move forward. This battle, why it is important? Let me briefly mention that this was the first civil war between the Muslims. That can be the reason. That can be one of the points which is making this battle significant. Another importance of this battle can be that two of the important leaders, Talha and Zubair, they were martyred. After this battle, Muslim capital was changed from Medina to Kufa by Hazrat Ali Razil anhu, and from here, division emerged between the Muslims and which continued for a long time. So, in that way, you can discuss the importance of this battle. Now, 4 marks question can be reasons why Talha and Zubair Razila Talanu they opposed Hazrat Ali Razila Talanu's policies. Basically, they never opposed Hazrat Ali Razila Talanu as they had taken the oath of allegiance, but they had differences about the policies of delaying the punishment. But ultimately, at the end of the battle of Camel, it's also called the battle of Jamal as well. Jamal and Camel, because of that camel on which Hazrat Aisha Razil she was riding. Because of that, it's called Battle of Jamal. So, Hazrat Ali Razil Hazrat Ali from Hazrat Ali Razil anhu, they had expectations that he will quickly punish the murderers of Usman Anhu, but there were technical issues, most importantly from the jurisprudence side. Evidences were needed, so without evidence, it is not possible that somebody should be punished according to Islamic law. So they were looking for a political solution, but Hazrat Ali Razil he was looking for a legislative solution. As a Khalifa, it was his responsibilities. So because of that, there were misunderstandings, and maybe you can mention that Banu Umayyad, as they were gathering in Makkah, an alliance was made over there, and circumstances led to in that way. Or Hazrat Aisha, Talha, Zubair, all of them, they were on the same point. So they marched to put some pressure. So in that way, you can discuss all these points. But basically, they were not against Hazrat Ali, but only the policies of Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala Anhu. And you can mention that because of the circumstances leading to that way, and because of the conspiracies, and because of the rebels, and because of the Savites, because of all these reasons, things turned to in that way that they had to oppose apparently Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala Anhu. Now, Battle of Camels aftermath. Now, whole the Khilafah that was under Hazrat Ali's control, Basra was in Hazrat Ali's control. Only Syria was left. Uh, Administration he changed in Basra. After that, he shifted capital from Kufa to Medina to Kufa. There can be the reasons. I'll discuss what can be the reasons, but let's discuss first the governors. He changed the governors also. In Basra, he appointed Abdullah ibn Abbas because it was strategically important. And Zaid ibn Abi Sufyan, he was assistant in Basra. He was appointed as assistant in Basra. And Qais ibn Sa'd ibn Ubada, as he was previously working in Egypt, so he was given more strategic positions over there. Now, change of the capital. You see that Medina was capital from the time of Prophet Sallallahu Abu Bakr, Hazrat Umar, Hazrat Usman Razil anhu. Reasons for the change. First reason can be like sanctity of Medina. Like civil wars started, so it was possible that in future, maybe because of other civil wars, maybe in future it would be possible that any army would attack on Medina, and the sanctity of Medina that would be disturbed because of that. So that's why he changed the capital to avoid any further attack in future. Secondly, as he was planning to attack on Syria, so it was nearer to Syria. It was important that he could control coming war against Syria more in a more better way from Kufa. And thirdly, most of the supporters of Hazrat Ali Razila Talanu, they belong to Kufa and Basra, most of the advisors. So that could also be the reason. Most of the soldiers, those who participated in these battles against the Syrians, they were also from Kufa and Basra. Now coming towards the next topic, now things they are leading towards the next battle, that is called the Battle of Siffin. Now, meanwhile, things happen in that way. Ki Syria, it was under the control of Hazrat Muawiyah Razil Talanu, but Egypt, that was under the control of Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu, and Qais ibn Sa'd ibn Ubadah, he was a loyal governor over there, appointed by Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu. So Hazrat Muawiyah Raziyallahu Ta'ala anha, he decided that it is better that Egypt should also be taken, because it is possible that from Egypt, if they will attack from that side, so we'll be in between. Hazrat Ali's army can attack from Kufa and Basra side, and from Egyptian side, another army of Hazrat Ali under the command of Qais ibn Sa'd can attack. So we'll be in between. So it is better that first he tried to win Hazrat Qais. He talked to him that you should join us in this battle and should support us. But Hazrat Qais, the governor of Egypt, he said, do you want me to disobey the people in charge who speak the truth and guide the straight path? So in that way, he said he is not going to leave Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala anhu. Now Hazrat Muawiyah, he spread a rumor that Hazrat Qais has betrayed Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala anhu. And this rumor reached to Medina as well. Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala anhu, he came to know about that as well. When Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala anhu, he came to know about that, Hazrat Qais has joined Hazrat Muawiyah, then some of his advisors, they suggested Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala that we can check that whether it is correct or not. You should ask Hazrat Qais that he should attack a town or you may say a fortress over there in which Hazrat Muawiyah's supporters are there. So Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala sent an order to Qais bin Sa'd ibn Ubadah that he should attack that fortress, where some of the soldiers, they are the supporters of Hazrat Muawiyah Razil Ta'ala. But Hazrat Qais bin Sa'd bin Ubadah, he said he is not going to attack without any reason. These people are not attacking us, so it is not possible that I should attack. So if you want to depose me, you can depose me, but I'm not disloyal to you. So in that way, he was deposed. So Qais ibn Sa'd ibn Ubadah, who was one of the strong supporters of Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala, he was deposed by Hazrat Ali, and he accepted that decision, and he even after that he participated in the Battle of Siffin, and he supported Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala. But the new governor, he was Muhammad bin Abu Bakr. Muhammad bin Abu Bakr, he was given that position, but he could not sustain over there. Amr bin al-As, he attacked Egypt with an army, and Muhammad bin Abu Bakr, he was defeated, and ultimately Egypt was also in the control of Hazrat Muawiyah. So before the battle of Siffin, now two provinces, they were under Hazrat Muawiyah's control, Syria and now Egypt. In Egypt now, Amr bin al-As, he was the governor. Now let's move forward how things developed. Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala sent Jarir ibn Abdullah al-Bajali to talk to Hazrat Muawiyah and ask him he should take oath of allegiance. Hazrat Muawiyah, he delayed. He didn't answer him, and he gathered some support over there. And after that, he answered that he will not take oath of allegiance, and he will go for fight. Before that, even when Hazrat Muawiyah Razil Ta'ala in the beginning, he sent a letter to Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala for demanding the punishment of the rebels. So Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala shown that ambassador the people in Kufa and Basra. People of Kufa, he said, okay, tell me about the murderers. So 10,000 people, they said, we all are involved. If you are going to punish us, should punish all of us. So in that way, people, they were charged politically. And now these people of Kufa and Basra, most of them, they were also thinking in that way. In past, people of Syria, they were the supporters of the Roman Empire, and people of Kufa and Basra, they were the part of Persian Empire. So tribal enmities and politics before Islam or before Caliphate, that was also emerging in that way because of these Sabbaites and their propaganda and these conspiracy making. So things were leading to the Battle of Siffin in that way. Battle of Siffin. Now let's move forward to this battle. All this background we have discussed. So I'm not going to discuss again over here. Now let's move forward. Hazrat Ali Razil Ta'ala ultimately, he decided to move his army, and he took a long route from the Syrian side, going to the eastern, and then from the northern side he come back, and ultimately he reached a place called Siffin. Hazrat Ali Razil Talan's army, some say 80,000, some say 90,000, or around about that, and mainly forces from Kufa, Basra, and other parts of the Khilafah. Hazrat Muawiyah's army, it was less, a little bit less, maybe 70,000, or some said 80,000, maybe around 10 or 15,000 less than the army of Hazrat Ali Razil Anhu. And they met near Euphrates. The place is called Siffin. Hazrat Muawiyah's army, it is said that they control the river bank and they stopped the water supply. But Hazrat Ali's army, they attacked and they made a way to the water. But it's not possible in that way technically because they were both a huge armies and river that was a very long river. So it was not possible to stop anybody's water in that way. But maybe there's a small fight for taking control of the water. But both the armies, they got the water because they were on the river side and they remained there for around 3 to 4 months without any war. Negotiation attempts they were made from both the sides, and for around 2 3 months, both the armies they was standing in the same position. People from both the armies they were going, they were meeting each other, and they were having a dialogue. But ultimately, there was no war and even no breakthrough, and no dialogue was successful. But both the parties they wanted to avoid the war because both the sides they were Muslims. But Hazrat Muawiyah's position was that he was looking for just the punishment of the murderers, and Hazrat Ali Razil he was arguing that political stability that is needed first. I have no idea or I have no evidences for the murderers, so how can I punish somebody? As a judge, I cannot do that. As a Khalifa, I cannot do that. If you have evidences, you have witnesses, you bring them, so then we can have a court procedure, and then we can punish them in that way. So in that way, things continued till starting from Shawwal, and it came to like the month of Muharram. Month of Muharram, you know that it was sacred month, no war in that. Then Safar started, and by the start of Safar, battle started. In the beginning, for several, maybe for 5 or 6 days, there was no full-fledged war. Maybe 10,000 army from this side, 10,000 from the other side. In that way, flanks of the armies they were fighting, and in the beginning there were duels and skirmishes, and ultimately the battle continued to the full-fledged war by the sixth day, as I remember, or maybe the seventh day. Then full-fledged war continued for 2 days, and meanwhile, ultimately, Laylatul Harir reached. That was the last night of the battle, and battle continued in that way. Hazrat Ali Razil Anhu's army that was getting upper hand ultimately. During this battle, even that Hazrat Ali Razil Anhu he reached to the tent of Hazrat Muawiyah, the camp of Hazrat Muawiyah, and he challenged Hazrat Muawiyah, you come and you and me will fight a duel, and the one who will win, then that person would be the right one. But Hazrat Muawiyah, he refused to come in front of Hazrat Ali Razil Anhu. He said, Hazrat Ali is the one who was never defeated. Anyone who went in front of Hazrat Ali Razil Anhu, he never returned back alive, so he did not come. So in that way, battle continued, and ultimately Hazrat Ali's army was winning the battle. Now, when Hazrat Ali's army was winning the battle, Amr bin al-As, he was taken advice by Hazrat Muawiyah. He was a key advisor, and he was a very famous political personality in that way, even before Islam. And you can see that when Muslims they migrated to Abyssinia, Quraysh they sent Amr bin al-As because he was famous for his negotiation skills, and he was a genius politician of Arabia even before Islam. So Hazrat Muawiyah asked him for advice, how we can save the disaster. So he suggested that the only way to stop the war is that we bring the Quran on lances, and then Hazrat Ali's army they will stop. They will not fight if we bring Quran on the lances, and then the things will go towards dialogue, and then we can save ourselves from destruction and total defeat. Now, Hazrat Ali Radhiyallahu when he saw that some people they are putting lances on the Quran on the lances in Hazrat Muawiyah's army, he told his soldiers, no need to stop the war. This is their strategy to stop the war, and we are about to win the battle in just maybe 1 or 2 hours. And this matter will be solved forever, so don't stop the war. But those who were in his army, Hazrat Ali's army, especially those who were rebellion makers and Sabites, from then it was also a disaster. Because if peace would be maintained and Hazrat Ali would be able to continue like uh, uh, like win the battle. If Hazrat Ali won the battle, then peace would be maintained, and ultimately they will be exposed. So basic objective of these Sabites that was to continue the war or to spread mischief, and there should be any unity. So they pressurized Hazrat Ali Razil because they had realized that now Hazrat Ali will win the battle. So they pressurized Hazrat Ali Razil that they are bringing the Quran and we are having this war, so we cannot fight them. We should decide the matter according to the Quran. Hazrat Ali Razil Anhu sent a message to his commander and Mukhtar Sakafi, and he said, "Ki, we are about to win the battle. Why are you stopping at this critical moment?" So Hazrat Ali said, Ki, "No, we have to stop the battle." And ultimately, Hazrat Ali's general, he followed the command and battle was stopped. Now Hazrat Ali sent ambassadors to Hazrat Muawiyah and he said, "Ke, what do you want from the Quran on lances?" He said, "Ke, it means that we should decide the matter according to the Quran." And Hazrat Ali Razilullah anhu ultimately agreed. Now you see over here that some of the people from Hazrat Ali's army, they pressurized Hazrat Ali Razilullah anhu to accept that decision, which he didn't want to apply in that way. Now Hazrat Ali Razilullah anhu, when he accepted arbitration, then those who were Sabites or rebels, they said, "Ki now you start the war. Now don't go for peace, start the war." Hazrat Ali said, "Ki how is it possible that I should start a war again? At that time, I wanted to continue the war, and you asked me to stop the war. Now you're telling me to continue the war? How is it possible? I have given my words, I have made the treaty. I cannot break this treaty." Now, when these rebels they saw that Hazrat Ali Razilullah Ta'ala not listening to their advice, now they separated themselves from Hazrat Ali Razilullah Ta'ala, and now they were exposed, and even now they were separate from Hazrat Ali's army. Before that, these are the same people, those who besieged the house of Hazrat Usman Razilullah Ta'ala, those who were making propaganda against Hazrat Usman Razilullah Ta'ala during his caliphate. Now they were hidden in the army of Hazrat Ali Razilullah Ta'ala. Now they were exposed, and as they saw that now they cannot force Hazrat Ali Razilullah Ta'ala to accept their proposal, they themselves turned against Hazrat Ali Razilullah Ta'ala, and they were called Khawarij or Kharijis or separatists. We will discuss about them in detail after some time, but before that, let's discuss about the arbitration. It was decided after this battle, and it ended in that way that we should go for arbitration. So let me tell you about the people, those who were killed in this battle. That's also a great propaganda that many people, like 50, 60,000 people, they were killed in this battle. But according to modern historians and those who had research on the ground and the other things and logical evidences were found, it's not in that way. Maybe 5, 6,000 people, they were martyred. So not in that way, 40, 50,000 people, they were martyred in that way. That is just a propaganda spread that time by the rebels or those who wanted to intensify the situation and wanted to create the war further. Now, Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu, he wanted to appoint arbitrator from his side, Abdullah ibn Abbas. Now, both the sides they had to appoint arbitrators. Arbitrators basically they were the representatives from both the sides, and both the sides they agreed that they will agree whatever has been decided by these arbitrators. So Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu, he wanted to appoint uh, Abdullah ibn Abbas, as he was a very politically very famous person, and he was very genius politically as well. But now again, some people from his side, uh, basically they were also influenced by Sabites. They said, you know, Muhammad, like Abdullah ibn Abbas, he is your relative. Now you should appoint somebody who's not your relative. And in that way, he has to appoint Abu Musa Ashari. And Hazrat Muawiyah, he appointed Amr ibn al-As, and no one from his side made any opposition for that. Now, the purpose was to decide the matter according to the Quran. arbitration become they decided that they will work. When we see the details, both the arbitrators, they had other representatives also. There was a council, two councils on both the sides. Hazrat Abu Musa Ashari and Amr bin al-As, both they had 400 people on both the sides, from Syrian and from the Iraqi side, Kufa Basra. And they had taken 6 months to decide this matter. And both the councils, they met each other and they discussed all that in detail. After 6 months, they had a meeting at Dumatul Jandal. Dumatul Jandal, that is a border between Syria and Iraq. And let me mention the details as they are not here. There are the brief parts on over here. In the detailed notes, you can discuss or you can find in detail. When all that was discussed, both Abu Musa Ashari and Amr bin al-As, they agreed that they will depose both Hazrat Ali Razila Talanu and both Hazrat Mawiya. Both Hazrat Mawiya and Hazrat Ali Razila Talanu. And they will go for a new nominee for the Khalifa. Majlis Shura, they will decide someone else as a new Khalifa. Now, Amr bin al-As, he was from Hazrat Mawiya's side, and Abu Musa Shari, he was from Hazrat Ali's side. And it was suggested to Hazrat Amr bin al-As, Hazrat Abu Musa Ashari, that maybe it's possible that Amr bin al-As, he may use any trick to turn the decision in the favor of Hazrat Mawiya. So you need to be very careful. And he was told that you should not decide you should not announce the decision first. First, let Amr bin al-As decide or let him announce the first. But when it was about to announce the decision, Amr bin al-As, he asked Hazrat Abu Musa Ashari, you are a prominent companion of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you are most respectable person for me, and you are here, so how can I decide? How can I announce first? You should announce first. Then I will also announce the same because we are agreed on the same point. Now, when it was about to announce the decision, first Abu Musa Ashari, he came on the stage. He said, we have decided that we will depose Hazrat Ali Razila Talanu and we will remove Hazrat Mawiya Razila Talanu from the governorship. And now, Majlis Shura, they will decide and they will choose who will be the next Khalifa. After that, Amr bin al-As, he came to the stage and he started his speech. He said, you have listened that Abu Musa Ashari, he said he has deposed Hazrat Ali Razila Talanu. So I agree with him. Same is decision from my side. I depose him. Now two votes are here that he is also deposing. I'm also deposing him. So this decision will be implemented that Hazrat Ali Razila Talanu is no more the Khalifa. So we are agreed on that. Then he said, now the second point about Hazrat Mawiya. So as he is from Hazrat Ali's side, so of course he will depose Hazrat Mawiya. He will say that Hazrat Mawiya should be deposed, but I do not depose Hazrat Mawiya Razilullah anhu. So he said now Hazrat Mawiya will continue as a governor, but Hazrat Ali is deposed. So on that occasion, again, a fight started, and Hazrat Ali's supporters, Abu Musa Ashari said, things were not in that way. It was not decided in that way. You are playing a trick, and you are supporting Hazrat Mawiya in that way. So as a result, arbitration became controversial and complicated. No clear decision was reached, and ultimately, Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu returned to his capital, and Hazrat Mawiya returned to Syria. So things could not settle down in that way. Khawarij, I discussed earlier, those who separated themselves from Hazrat Ali Razila Ta'ala when they were pressurizing Hazrat Ali Razila Ta'ala to start the war again, not to accept arbitration. Hazrat Ali said, you forced me to stop the war previously. Now you are asking me to continue the war. They said, we stop you to stop the war. We stop you to decide on the Quran, that Quran should decide. But you have agreed to arbitration, but in arbitration, people, they will decide. So we cannot accept anybody, any human being's decision. They chanted a slogan that La hukma illa lillah, no judgment except Allah's judgment. So they said that Allah's judgment is only possible by the Quran. Hazrat Ali said, okay, we will decide according to the Quran, and how Quran can speak in its own self. Quran, we will accept only the thing when it is according to the Quran. So we have accepted arbitration only when it is according to the Quran. But as arbitration failed, all these separatists, the Khawarijis, they already had gone to another place far away from that area that's called Naharwan. So they started to prepare a war against Hazrat Ali Razillah Ta'ala anhu. So they call themselves Khawarij, separatist. They made their own beliefs. They said that Hazrat Ali and Hazrat Muawiyah Razillah Ta'ala anhu, they said that both of them they are not the Muslims. They said that Hazrat Ali Razillah Ta'ala anhu was a true Khalifa, but he accepted arbitration and he accepted something against the Quran, so he is no more a true believer. Then they said that Hazrat Muawiyah was a true believer until he has not accepted Hazrat Ali's Khilafah. As he has not accepted Hazrat Ali's Khilafah, Hazrat Ali was a legitimate Khalifa at that time, but he did not accept Khilafah, so he is not a true Muslim. And both of them they are involved in creating problems and civil war. So we are against both of them. And they said that Amr bin al-As and many others, he said that those were their supporters. They were also not the true Muslims, and we are the only true Muslims, and we will fight against them till we will uplift Islam and the true picture of Islam will be restored in that way. They said that only Abu Bakr and Hazrat Umar they were the true caliphs, and others they were not following Islam properly. Now they gathered a place called Naharwan, that is Battle of Naharwan now. Hazrat Ali Razillah Ta'ala anhu marched with an army over there. They had Khawarij, they had an army. You can see the details. I will share with you detail notes as well. But let me briefly mention there is around army of 12,000 Khawarij or maybe some 10,000. Hazrat Ali Razillah Ta'ala sent Abdullah ibn Abbas to talk to them, but they did not listen to him. Then Hazrat Ali himself went over there, talked to them before the battle. As a result of that speech, around 6,000 to 9,000 people they rejoined Hazrat Ali's army, and ultimately only 3,000 Sabites, those who were the actual culprits of the martyrdom of Hazrat Usman, on that way, actual supporters of Abdullah bin Sabah or Sabites, they were in that battle, and around more than 2,000 or maybe 2,500 people they were killed. Only 300-400 they escaped and they left the battlefield. So in that way a large number of Sabites or conspiracy makers they were killed in this battle by Hazrat Ali's forces. So that's Battle of Naharwan.